What up, people? Welcome back to the Dugout Podcast. I'm here with the lads. Look who's here. Khetha's having his debut. What up, Khetha?
What's up, James? How's it going?
Laka. I'm here with Jayy Jabbs as well. It's been 100 episodes since I had him on my show last at Tasha's.
Yeah, it's been a while. How's it, everyone?
Laka,
everyone's doing well.
Glad to have Jabbs and Khetha here. I'm here with Josh Niemans, another debutant. What up, Josh?
Happening, everyone?
Laka headphones you got there, boy. And I'm here with Enzo.
Yeah, back here, keeping the peace.
Enzo, you're always keeping the peace.
Actually, I'm lying, bro. I'm actually here for blood this time. I'm here for blood.
Oh my goodness, this is so rough.
So this morning on our group chats, we had a good discussion about the newest Arsenal link with Philippe Coutinho. Jabbs was very vocal about not actually wanting him in his team, or he doubts the actual transfer even happening. Jabbs, what are your thoughts on that, yeah?
Okay, so I want to just make this plain down and simple to everyone. My intentions of that post, I was like, I'm not too sure how I feel about it. And me expressing that is a genuine, it's self-explanatory. I don't know how I felt about it. So I was obviously put it on the group, wanting to get some enlightenment and understanding from what everyone else in the group would think about it. And then, obviously, for me, useless points really get me triggered. So obviously I was going to get triggered and having to back myself and whatever. And it looked out as if that I was a gangster. I'm not saying I'm a gangster, but I wasn't open on that rumor. Do you know what I mean? So look, it's a tough one to obviously take. It looked bad, obviously, on the group, but obviously we get this time to obviously talk about it and see what everyone reckons, because I'm still at that point where I'm not too sure about it. Before we even spoke now, I was on Twitter looking at a couple of things, and there's more rumors and links that Arsenal have that could be alive and stuff for the next transfer window.
Sure.
But are they going to happen? No, we don't know. You see, so let's talk about this Coutinho thing, guys. I would like to see everyone's input, and hopefully we can all be on the same page.
Joshua has been he's been shaking in his little chair there, because whatever you've been saying, it's basically putting him in shock. Josh, speak to me about Jabbs' uncertainty about Philippe Coutinho.
No, 100%, and I can see where Jabbs was coming from in a sense. But when you're a club like Arsenal right now and you're struggling for any form of decent player, someone like Philippe Coutinho comes around and you smiling to take that on board. I mean, you look at the stellar career he's had majority of his life. He's done it in the Premier League before with Liverpool in a big way, possibly being one of our Liverpool's best players in the last few years up until his transfer to Barcelona. Yes, maybe he didn't have the season he wanted in Barcelona, but nothing ever runs too smoothly in life. He's gone through to the Bundesliga, and for a Cam, his stats have been more than acceptable this season. I think off the top of my head, it was 9 goals and 7 assists in 15 starts. For me, if my Cam's performing those kind of numbers, I'm happy. I look at someone like Mesut Ozil, who's currently Arsenal's Cam. I think he sits with 2 goals and 1 assist for the season, or the other way around, 1 goal and 2 assists. You can't even compare the two players. One's 31, the other's 27 in the prime of his career.
Yeah, shot, man. Khetha, what were you saying this morning about Ozil being the better player? Was that you saying that on the group?
Well, I didn't say he's a better player, but it's the same thing, Having Ozil, having Coutinho, it's the same thing. Both wasting wage. Coutinho's going to come back. Man's dead now. He's finished. He's gone to Barcelona, couldn't cut it there. Went to Bayern Munich, also struggling there. Not even signing him fully, bro. He's just come to Arsenal. Nah, we got Ozil.
Wait,
don't need him.
Coutinho's finished.
He's finished. Dead.
Wow. Wow.
Hear me out here, okay? Last 2 seasons, Barcelona, did nothing. Shipped them out on loan. Bayern Munich, average. Didn't give him a full-time contract. Why? Not good enough. Man's dead. Over.
Sorry, Khetha,
His
just
form
one
is
thing.
down. His morals, his confidence is so low. He's gonna come back there, die out in the Prem. People are gonna give it to him, tuning him. Nah, bro, he must stay where he is. We don't need him.
So
What were
just
you saying, Josh?
one thing, please. Just one thing, Khetha. Just name me one player in the Arsenal side right now that has the stats he has in the Bundesliga other than Aubameyang.
Exactly. There we go, Josh. You said it yourself. In the
Bukayo
Bundesliga.
Saka.
If Uzla goes to Bundesliga,
So you've
What's
got
the
one
difference?
player.
Bukayo Saka, who's I think is still a teenager. Martinelli also has better stats than what you're saying is also Brazilian, and he's also a teenager.
But
Why are
boys,
we committing?
but
no,
boys,
just listen to
we're
what I have to
looking
say.
at
Listen,
we're looking at
listen
two
to what I have to
players
say.
that have done most of their play this year in EFL Cups, stuff like that. Premier League stats are completely different.
but Saka, Premier League, boy. Prem, starter.
I've got my other screen up. I can check for you.
Just
So let me
put him
just
on.
explain. My fight is, Josh, is that look, as much as like, yes, the Coutinho is good and all that stuff, or whatever the case may be. I'm not like as an Arsenal supporter. I'm not looking for a guy that will shine and do all these fancy things and stuff. I need someone who's going to be there for a good amount of years. Coutinho will be there. He'll shine for 2 seasons because regardless of what will happen, this will be a loan deal. I'm not going to put all my money and waste my time and argue about a person who's going to be a loan deal. Why would I do that? I'd rather go and commit on to a youngster who will be at Arsenal for a while, learn under Ozil, who's been there at Arsenal, who knows everything about Arsenal, and carry over a legacy at Arsenal.
And
You see what I mean?
And that's what I said. And I said I respect your point of view. I can't see it any other way. I'm looking at Saka's stats here. He's had 18 appearances in the Premier League, 3 goals, and that's not even 3 assists.
From left back, eh? Just remember, from left back.
but he's
left back.
No, don't get spicy. Don't get
but
spicy.
wait, guys, wait.
From left back.
Just take it easy. Henry, Bukayo Saka's 18 years old. You wouldn't expect him to be hitting double figures anyway. But the reality is having Philippe Coutinho in that midfield, because Torreira can't score goals, Xhaka barely scores. So the reality is, wouldn't Coutinho be a welcome goal threat in the Arsenal midfield?
Yeah.
You see, I won't disagree with you there.
Just
Okay,
wait.
I won't disagree with you there.
Just wait.
Fair enough.
Henry.
Yeah. I think Coutinho will be welcomed in there. Like, who else? Because I can't think of many creative midfielders that are even putting up numbers like that. Like Josh said, 9 goals and 7 assists or something like that. That's almost reaching double figures on both fronts, which would be a great input into Arsenal because in their midfield, they've looked a bit flat. That's why it's been chopping and changing a lot. Like Ceballos comes in one day, then you don't even know who else is going to come in the next day. And then they're saying Ozil needs to come back in. Then Ozil doesn't perform. The next thing's like, but I've seen Ozil's been training nicely under this new management or whatever. Like it's always, the opinions are always changing and they're always divided. So I feel like that's what happens when you have an unstable midfield. And with Coutinho coming in, that I feel like that'll solidify one position at least in that midfield because they won't have to worry about someone. Because the reason Aubameyang drops wide is because Lacazette can't feed him. Who's going to feed him? Who is feeding Aubameyang these balls? Because Aubameyang, even in his Dortmund days, he had Mkhitaryan who was feeding him as he ran at defenses. And I feel like Coutinho can do that with both feet. He's tricky. He can pick lock these defenses because we've seen Arsenal have also been struggling against teams like Brighton and that, like struggling to get it over the line. And Coutinho is really good at that. And he provides an accurate long shot out of the box. So, yeah, there's a lot of perks with that player.
Khetha, Philippe Coutinho had his best years at Liverpool in the Premier League. Wouldn't that be a welcome addition, obviously knowing that obviously he hasn't had his best years offshore like in Barcelona or in the Bundesliga, but wouldn't that be a welcome thing knowing that he would have his best years at Arsenal?
Personally, yes, he's a threat, but personally, he's not needed. Just look under our new manager, our game plan, our game style changed a lot, you know what I mean? Our wing backs are going up so full now, that's why Aubameyang's getting central more. So we got Saka out wide to provide the assist and everything. Ozil, since Arteta took over, Ozil's been incredible. Okay, not incredible, okay. Bit of spice there. That man's been decent. Yeah, he's working hard. He's defending, coming back. He's getting up front. He's passing the balls, you know. He's playing back to his best again. Give him full season under Arteta. He's going to shine. No goals, 100%. But assist-wise, no one in history has the vision of Ozil. I promise you now, hands down.
But Khetha, like I'm trying to understand. A lot of this conversation is involving young players, but Ozil is 31 years old, and you guys are talking about someone that's going to be at the club for a long time. Where's Ozil staying? That guy's going to Turkey or China anytime soon, brother.
Ozil's not leaving, boy. He's not leaving.
He's going for a pay package.
He loves Arsenal too much. He's not leaving. He's writing off he's signing out his final years and then he'll cruise, boy. He's not going anywhere.
And then the next thing I just want to add to that, Khetha, is why would you want to keep someone on wages that he has as an attacking midfielder that provides you 3 goal-scoring moments in a season? He's given 2 assists and 1 goal. Surely that is not what you're looking for.
Can I just butt in here? Can I just intrude you quickly?
Yeah, sure, Jabbs.
Just like I'm not adding in. I'm just obviously trying to correct what's happening with the whole what Josh is saying. 100%, he is pretty much holding us hostage with his wages and whatnot. You know what? We just need to understand that he's already come out and said he's not looking at going anywhere else. He's got 2 more years left on his contract. He wants to run it out, and then after that, he'll happily leave wherever he has to go.
But would you not want to cash in?
How would we cash in? We're not going to be selling. He says he won't. He said he will, because no one's going to be able to afford his fees. So no one will want to buy him. He won't drop a fee, so he will disagree with whatever deals that have been done with other clubs and stuff, and he will stick with Arsenal until his 2 years are up. Then after that, he'll go on for free. He's held us hostage. We need to accept it and we need to move on. Ozil is going to be there for 2 years. Find someone younger now, and they don't be trained up for first 2 years while Ozil's there, and we can carry on our lives after 2 years. It's simple as that.
And kind of like Gareth Bale at Real Madrid.
I respect that, exactly. and I get what you're saying, but a lot of what you guys have said in this chat has been how you're putting faith in an 18-year-old providing assists for you next season and in the future seasons to come. He's 18, guys. You can't expect massive things from him constantly.
I think you got misinterpreted. I think got misinterpreted in that you asked us to give us an example who can match Coutinho's stats, and I just gave you names and stuff, and I gave you 2 youngsters. I'm pretty sure
both of those youngsters you gave me don't match his stats.
But
it's their first season, Josh.
Jabbs and Khetha, Arsenal, the size of Arsenal, they shouldn't be relying on 2 18-year-old boys to provide them with goals and assists week in week.
I was getting there.
That's what Josh is saying.
100%.
Well, 100%. We shouldn't be relying on youngsters to do that. But it's good to see your youngsters doing that. That just shows promise in the future. Am I wrong, right? If you had to see,
correct.
I don't know who Harry Wilson or whatever. You guys seeing Harry Wilson doing bits and stuff in other clubs. You guys are giving him praises and stuff. But like it's the same thing. We're giving them praise to do, but he's doing it in our team. You know what I mean? Regardless, that we should be solidifying ourselves in the Premier League with the likes of other clubs. It's just in different situations that this is happening. We're giving them praises in different situations.
Henry, surely there's a major difference here between being reliant on teenagers and obviously giving teenagers a chance to perform at a club. There's a difference. There's a major difference here.
Yeah, there's a big difference because if you ask me who relies on teenagers, I'd probably say Chelsea at the moment. They're showing more reliance on their teenagers in their team, as you're seeing like Mason Mount, like Reece James, Tammy Abraham, like all these youngsters are coming into the team and they're definitely performing Tamori. They're definitely performing at a way higher level than the Arsenal youngsters. Sorry to say it. But although the Arsenal youngsters are showing a lot of promise, like they're doing things that people wasn't projected of them. But then at the same time, you can't be talking about these youngsters while people are playing flipping booty back up into man like I said, bro. Like I said, bro, if you guys want to honestly play these youngsters, you have to stop. Because like I said, like at the end of the day, he loses confidence every time he sees Aubameyang leading the field because he'll think like, I'm never going to get into that position because this dude is winning golden boots. He's African Player of the Year 1 year. He's doing all these things, and Lacazette's he's getting shadowed because I don't even think Lacazette makes the French team. Like, where exactly is he gonna gain spotlight and grow in confidence to play in that Arsenal team? And
So
then
can I be
now
honest
you
with
look
you?
around.
Can I be honest with you? Hence,
Yeah.
the thing is with Lacazette, bro. Before Aubameyang was there, Lacazette was given opportunities to shine. He had he was kind of the new name, the record-breaking signing at Arsenal. He had a good season, decent. He still didn't manage to break into that French team. That's his own ability that he couldn't make it, and it's unfortunate, you know. Like France are a good team. They have so much depth in every single position. It's hard to compete right now to get into that French starting lineup or even that French squad. So it's unfortunate that he's
No,
seen that.
Jabbs, bro. Like Giroud's been
No.
starting.
I was gonna say the same
No,
thing.
you know. Can I tell you something, bro? That fuck, I forgot the excuse the language, but I forgot the French coach's name. Anyway,
Yeah, Deschamps.
Giroud and that Deschamps and Giroud are like this. You know
Yes,
what I
man.
mean? It's
Yeah.
like Zidane. It's like Zidane and the last French coach. They are inseparable. They're very close. So he's basically they've like worked a way of playing into Giroud's gameplay, and that's for me. I believe that's why they won the World Cup. So if you and let's be honest here, if a team is gonna win the World Cup with Giroud, would you take him out? It's like winning. Let's just say Arsenal had to win the Europa League. We wouldn't have sold Giroud. We would have gone to champs with Giroud. That's how it is, though. You know what I mean? A coach wouldn't want to change your winning formula, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm sorry to take the spotlight, but yeah, carry on, Oz.
Yeah, I just wanted to bounce off on what Henry was saying about Lacazette in the sense that I don't doubt that Lacazette is a good player somewhere deep down. If you guys are going to sit and tell me that you're worried about Coutinho, I'd be far more worried about Lacazette, in all honesty. And I think Lacazette is almost, in a sense, doing a lot of damage to Arsenal. You're getting your best player in his position is getting forced out wide because Lacazette can't play anywhere else instead of being in front of goal where he's most lethal.
Yeah.
And if you guys
100%.
are understanding what I'm saying
that's exactly what I was saying, because Jab was talking about Giroud and Deschamps being like this, but at the end of the day, the French team doesn't have many striking options because Benzema can't get into the team because of his scandals that he had with Valbuena. So he can't get into the French team, and that's a valid reason. And then you look around, which other French striker would there
really
be?
only
It would
three.
only be Lacazette. Yeah, it'll be
There's
Lacazette. And then only
Giroud.
now is that other Dembele like he doing big things in France as well.
And then Griezmann has been playing up top for them, but he's not an out-and-out striker.
Yeah, so my point was, if Lacazette isn't getting spotlight at Arsenal, which is his club, and he's not getting spotlight outside of Arsenal in France, where is he going to get confidence to grow into this player that he obviously is this player and he was this player, but where is he going to get the stage to be allowed to show that? So I feel like before we talk about Ozil leaving, he's one of the players as well that probably needs, it's either you need to keep him for when, I don't know what's happening with Aubameyang, if he's going to leave or what, or you need to move him on and keep Aubameyang and focus on that team more around Aubameyang because he's your best player right now.
Khetha, do you think Aubameyang leaves this season? Just building on what Henry said. I mean, Aubameyang is unsettled. He's not signing a new contract. Do you think Aubameyang leaves this season?
Honestly, I'll be honest. I want him to stay, but sadly, Arsenal can't keep him at the moment. You can't. We aren't good enough at the moment. I'll be the first to admit that. So for his career, he has to move forward. And I think he will. I personally think he will. He's just played Champions League and he deserves it. So he should move on. But with Lacazette, he must also go, bro. We don't need Lacazette. Doesn't suit Arsenal. He can also go. Like I've been saying, he must book out.
Khetha, sorry, bro. I need to ask now. I need to ask Khetha, sorry, bro. If you lose Aubameyang and Lacazette, do you not understand you've lost your 2 goal providers in your team? And you guys aren't particularly a team. like you're not particularly a team that goes and splashes 200k a year. I mean, 200 million a year. Like that doesn't happen. So where are your goals coming from, mate? If those two leave in one season, you guys are relegated.
Basically.
Okay, no, hear me out. Hear me out here. Like Liverpool, right? We have to rebuild now.
For sure.
So, no, but hear me out. Wait, hear me out. Aubameyang has to leave now because then at least we catch a fee. You know, get a fee, buy someone else to come in to play striker. Like I said, cruisers, give Martinelli more of a chance to shine, you know? Simple.
But again, now we're
more of a
going,
chance to shine. Nelson, come up, let's go. Nelson's a quality player. Let's go.
But we're going back to teenagers. You're relying on teenagers again.
Okay,
But
Josh,
you know
let me
what?
say something. Look at Dortmund, right? Dortmund
this
shining.
is-
Who's their front three? Two of them are teenagers. Two of them are youngsters, right? Erling Haaland,
Bro, you
quality player.
cannot
Jadon Sancho.
compare Erling Haaland to anyone in the Arsenal team right now. Like Erling Haaland
I can compare.
is
Listen,
possibly the next best youngster I've seen since Mbappe. Like that guy is crazy. He is like Martinelli isn't on his level yet, mate. That guy is a 18, 19-year-old in a 42-year-old body. He is a tank.
Jeepers, that 42-year-old is playing some professional football still, Cuddy.
No, I'm just trying to
George.
say, like, he's an absolute beast. He's ahead of his years. He's like, if you had to compare him to someone in the past, you're looking at like a Zlatan, something similar to that, similar style of players, big, strong strikers that can finish from anywhere.
Okay,
And
so
they-
let me just intrude you quickly.
Let's hear what Jabs say.
The one thing that I just want to like obviously touch on. Josh mentioned something about if Lacazette and Aubameyang both go, we lose out on goals. Let's be honest with you. I agree with you in a sense that Aubameyang has saved Arsenal 100%. He's got about 17 goals this season, correct? Lacazette, he won't be missed. But in all terms, I'm happy to let go of both of them because as much as like you say, where the goals going to come from, bro. At the end of the day, in order to progress, you have to let go of the past and keep going forward. Find something from somewhere. We've got supposedly the best directors and whatnot, people at Arsenal that if they knock on the door, it's an Arsenal knock and, you know, the people are going to open up that door type of shit, whatever that metaphor was or whatever it was. So at the end of the day, bro,
I mean,
so cash in now, and let's just restart. I agree with Khetha, to be very honest with you. I'm happy to restart. It's sad. It's
I
sad to be an Arsenal
understand.
supporter right now. We're 10th position. The season's not even finished. Like, what we have now is not working. So why fucking keep it there? Get rid of whatever's there. It's obviously bringing a bad omen to the group as a collective, and no one's looking at progressing. If O's are looking, you know, they got one year is left on their contract, and they're captain and they're leading the team, and they want to sail ship. What kind of example does that set to the rest of the club and their fan support? It doesn't show anything. It shows that we all should just give up. Like I'm really like I don't care.
Jabs, tell
Get rid
me
of all the.
if Laka and Aubameyang had to leave, that's looking at about 70 to 80 million pounds for both players right now with the current coronavirus pandemic, transfer market, and whatever's happening there. Where do you realistically go and invest that money? Like, who would you guard and identify and say these players could improve Arsenal? I mean, let's be real here. Where do you actually start?
Firstly, I'm all for celebrating Arsenal's past 4 years in the terms of we were a very good attacking team. What we seem to have lost and forgotten that Arsenal were actually very good at back in 10 years ago is that we were an extremely defensive team. It was very hard for teams to score against us. So that's why I would, for 2 seasons or a couple or one season, hold back on committing to the attack. Start investing into the midfield and investing into the defense. We've slowly been doing small bits in the defense. Slowly did a couple of things that somewhat didn't really work for Arsenal in the midfield. Now it's time to reshape everything. We've got enough. Well, we've got some defenders that could stay in. We need to get rid of that dead weight of people that are still there. I don't want to mention because, you know, it's just a frustrating thing when I mention their names. Getting rid of those type of people, but investing in like players like Upamecano in the defense would be unreal. It would really do a lot to show that Saliba could also perform, having them two next to each other, maybe committing another right back as a back, because we can't be having a central midfielder playing as a right back. It just looks disgusting on paper. And then committing ourselves onto a box-to-box midfielder that would strengthen up that midfield as a whole. I'm not too sure about us attacking midfielders yet, because we can't really identify someone who is young enough and affordable at the time. So it's a very big. There's a lot of things you could do, but I wouldn't look at attacking at the moment. I'd just focus on the defense for next season's transfer window.
Josh, do you agree with Jabbs here? I mean, we're possibly talking about Arsenal losing 30 to 40 goals for a season.
Yeah.
Or losing Laka and Josh, he wants to reinforce the defense and midfield first. What do you think about that?
I've just looked again at some stats here. Lacazette has provided 7 goals this season for you guys, which I'm not going to sit here and tell you is excellent. But now you're taking 17, if it is, and 7 goals away from your team, trying to solidify the defense. Bro, you guys can draw 38 games in a season with a solid defense, and you're only getting 38 points. You've got to score goals to win a game.
I've got another stat that
without an out-and-out striker, that's not happening.
I've got another stat to tell you. The Bernard Leno made something over 100. He made 128 saves this season. He was forced to make because of a bad defense.
I agree. Like I think Bernd Leno is a great
disgusting
player. I do think he's a really good player. Don't get me wrong. But again,
I'm not trying to change it. I'm not trying to change it in saying that he's a great player or whatever. I'm trying to make a prove a point that why should he be given those type of for him to be have so many shots taken at him? I don't want that, bro.
I agree with you that your defense is horrible, but like if we look at your defense and we are realistic here, there's not one Arsenal defender that I want in my club. Like, so you telling me now that you've got to go out and sign 4 defenders? Because yes, Bellerin is good, but he's so injury prone and is very, very average on defense at times. He just relies on speed. Kieran Tierney, we haven't seen enough of this season to give you what he really is. And then Kolasinac has shown that he's not the player to solidify on your left. And then let's not even get into your central defenders, because you've got the likes of Mustafi rolling around on the floor. That guy is the German Phil Jones.
Hey, can I jump in here? Can I please jump in here, please?
Jump in.
Just to finish off. Wait, Khetha, just to finish off. Sorry. And then you've named two defenders that are yes, good investments, but again, they're young players. Upamecano is 22 maybe. That's not a player that's going to lead a line and lead a defense. You've got to have him next to someone who's got experience. From there, you can work forward.
Good point,
Fair
John.
observation. Fair.
Yes, Khetha.
But like, as Jabu said, okay, our main problem right now is our defense. Listen, who would have thought Abraham would have come into Chelsea's team and scored what? How many goals has he done now? I think 15 so far.
I did think so,
I'm not
though.
sure exactly. But yeah, you know what I mean? Who would have thought he'd come in and score like that? Give someone a chance. Nelson, before he got injured in Hoffenheim, when he was on loan in Hoffenheim, was killing it. I think his first 10 games, he had 5 goals and 4 assists. Give someone a chance like that to come and shine, bro. Nelson, I promise you now, will come in there and take over that team. He will score the goals and provide the assists. If Saka, put him up forward, proper position, out wide, front, he will do more damage than he's doing from left back. Give him a chance. But I'm telling you, our wide players are good enough as it is.
I agree with what you're saying, Khetha, and I agree that you need to give these players a chance, but they are not the players you're going to rely on to get you into a top 4. Or even for you right now, getting into Europe, like hitting 7th spot. You can't rely on this. You're talking.
Players can also be loaned.
You brought up the name of Tammy Abraham's. Sorry, you brought up Tammy Abraham's name. Yes, he did it in the championship, but that is still England. It's still the physical game. These players are doing stuff in Germany, which is a completely different type of football. It's the same thing that's happened to Pepe. Yes, he was so good the season before. I think he was in the Serie A. I could be wrong though. Yes, he was French league, yeah. And yes, he was good, but let's sit back and for a second and just understand the French league isn't the Premier League. It's not the same quality.
It's not the French league, just the German league. Okay?
But
the German league is also not the same quality. You have 3 or 4, maybe 5 really good good teams in Germany, and the rest, like a lot of our championship in the championship top teams could really give a real go for their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you saying that.
Tammy Abrahams is scoring 24 plus goals in the championship last season. You can tell he's gonna come and do well. He's done it in England already.
You saying that about German league, okay? If you're saying that about the German league, like it's not as good as the Premier League, what you're saying about Erling Haaland and Sancho and all them is pointless then. Because they're doing it there.
No, it's
What I'm
not.
saying is-
No, it's not.
what I'm saying-
Because
no, but listen
Erling
to me.
Haaland has absolutely killed the Champions League this year. Absolutely killed it. I think he's sitting on more goals than he's played games in the Champions League. And I've never spoken about Sancho highly. I think anyone that signs him is a massive risk.
Yo.
Because you're gonna pay upward of 100 million,
yeah, I
and you
agree,
don't know
actually.
exactly what you're getting.
I need to give Henry some airtime. Henry, you have 80 million pounds. You are Rahul Senlehi, who's the chief exec at Arsenal. Where would you go and reinvest that money?
Yo.
You know players, but
Yeah, I know players, but there's so much happening at Arsenal because at the end of the day, like Khetha and Jabbs were speaking on how they need a rebuild like Liverpool, but on the other hand, Liverpool never moved into a new stadium before we started rebuilding. Because another thing that affects is atmosphere, home atmosphere. Like everything changed, and you can see it just when you watch an Arsenal game. You can see like, I don't know if it's, I'm not saying Emirates is a bad ground, but it lacks that spirit that Arsenal fans and players had whenever they went to Highbury.
yeah.
Like that lingering spirit that was there. So it's a whole different environment. And then now you're talking about 80 million in this type of market where they would probably need because let's say Aubameyang and Lacazette go, you probably need to blow that whole 80 million on one player to lead the front. And you at this point, they're saying Ozil's going to be there for 2 years. Then you can only truly start a rebuild after 2 years, because then it'll be very weird to start a rebuild now. And they're talking about loaning players, but how are you going to afford their wages when you have this whale in Ozil that's sucking up £350,000 a week? Like, let's be honest. Like, how are you going to loan players? Because also loan players take on fees. Like there's a 2 million fee, 5 million fee. So you're gonna
This
be
isn't
losing
FIFA,
money,
boys.
and you're still gonna and you're gonna also have to give up wages to pay these players. Because like now, let's say we look around for another attacking midfielder. Who are you gonna get? James Rodriguez. He's on ridiculous wages. Then you look around, there's Mario Götze. He's pretty much dead. Like, he's old. You do not want him. That'll be like 2 Ozils just parking in your team. And then who else would be on the market? I can't even think of other people other top-end players that will be up for loan in this market.
Henzo brought up the name earlier, Dembele, as a striker. And I think that is an option that Arsenal could look at too, if you lost your strikers, to bring in. He's young. He's 23, 24, I think, maybe a bit younger.
Yeah, and he's played in the Premier League.
He's played. He's proved he's there. He's done it. So I'm not gonna say here and go, you signing him and you know you're getting 20 goals a season. I can't say that because he hasn't proved it enough. But you can see there's talent in the kid. It's the same. We can see there's talent in Pepe. And I'm not going to, by all means, Pepe could go next year and absolutely smash it because he's had a year to get going. But, you're relying on players, like you guys have been saying, to bring in loan players to your club that are just going to straight away fit in and gel. It doesn't happen. You've seen it this season with the likes of Pepe. He's come in and it's taken him a long time to get going.
The funniest thing was Khetha made the funniest comment at the beginning of the season. We were all at Cam Kelly's house. That means Jabbs was there as well. Khetha made the funniest comment. Okay, it may have been funny, but he had some hype, so obviously just to come along with it. Khetha, you said Nicolas Pepe is going to be the PFA Player of the Year.
I did say that. I did. Looking at his stats from obviously the French league, you see the player. He obviously had the potential to come in and rip the league up. And unfortunately, he's playing under an average manager, you know. Emre killed him. Didn't get that flair from him. So I'm hoping now that Arteta's come in and giving him more of an opportunity up front, man can come in and shine. So next season, hopefully, hopefully next season.
Khetha, you know what? You said you made those comments very strongly. I've got a 5-minute video of you fighting Henry about that. I've just got a 5-minute video of you fighting. It's actually
I
disgusting.
think you should clip it in, leave. Just clip it
listen.
into this middle section
Yeah,
so people can see.
To add it in.
No, listen, it happens. Okay, we all make a mistake down and there. But what I'm saying is, man's still there. He can still prove me wrong. So he can still prove you guys
For
wrong.
sure, bro.
So next
for
season,
sure.
20 goals. Let's go.
Jabs,
But the whole thing,
Jabs looks as if he's in pain. Jabs, speak to me about what it's like to be an Arsenal fan right now, because, and I'm not baiting you here. I'm not bantering you. I'm genuinely asking you because I feel as if it's been terribly hard for the past couple of years.
No, 100%. Look, guys, don't get me wrong. Like, you guys may think I'm being stupid on thinking, wow, we should commit on defense and all this stuff. But you need to understand, I've been supporting this team, and this team is, you know, I've been watching them. And I like, you know, when you can watch a team and you can pinpoint what is wrong by just watching the first 5 minutes of the game. And it's every single game. I know what's wrong, and it's every single time. How could you, it's like saying to yourself, I'm going out to the shops, and as you get out the car, you're ready to go shop, do whatever you want to do, and you got a fart that you want to unleash, but you know it's not a fart. And then it's actually a poo. That's exactly how it is with having to defend with Arsenal. You guys don't understand that it like that's. I just want to be able.
you see, Jabs, you're talking to Liverpool fans here, so we understand, bro. We went through the times. We know what you're going through.
So, like, I just want to be able to.
We understand
go
this.
home. I want to be able to shop with not having to stress about a shot.
Farting.
Basically. So, I know it's a very stupid example to use, but I'm pretty sure everyone has experienced something like that.
Just to go forward and bounce off what you're saying and tie in as a Liverpool fan. Yes, Henzo and Leaf are both Liverpool fans as well. We've gone through this. We know it happened. But you talking about solidifying your defense. Remember, Liverpool lost the league and just lost the league. Ended up finishing second with a strong attack and a poor defense. Like, there is ways forward with a strong attack. If you have no attack, there's no way forward.
How did you lose that league?
Bro, you're asking a question where a slip made a mistake, bro. One of the best players of no, it wasn't. He slipped.
But it's still bad defending.
How is it bad defending if a player slips, Jabu?
Positioning.
It's not positioning. The ball was there. He was right there. Like, you talking and if you were talking about Jay Spearing, I'd say for sure. But you're talking about one of the best ever Premier League players.
No, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to like go in and take a dig at Gerrard or anything like that. And say
that was a dig, mate.
I'll have to take a dig because you're making as if like it's been done before. I'm just
trying to say what I'm trying to say is a strong attack is a good start, and then you go back. That is what Liverpool have done, and look at where we are now. We built our attack and our midfield first, and then got our defense going, and look where we are now.
Goals win game.
I'd actually buy that Dembele player that me and Josh have been talking about. I forgot his first name. What's his first
Musa.
name?
Musa.
Musa Dembele.
No.
There's about 1,000 of them.
Edward.
Yeah.
But Musa Dembele, and then I'll buy a DM. Yeah, I think not a bad thing.
If I were Arsenal, I would look at a striker. I think it depends. I think if you lose Lacazette and Aubameyang, you have to get a striker because you can't rely on Martinelli to lead your line for a season. He's too young. He's too inexperienced. It's too much pressure for a kid of his age. And yes, he should be given the opportunity. But to say, listen, mate, you need to lead our line and get us into that top 4 is a massive ask on a player like him. But would look to bring in. But if you got to keep Aubameyang or Lacazette, if one went and the other stayed, either way, then I would look to provide a midfielder to create for the striker, because I think that is heavily what Arsenal lack. They don't have a creative player in that team. And yes, Özil, we have seen in the past he can, but hasn't done it for 3 years now. I think it's time, like where you almost say, you guys are saying earlier that Coutinho is written off and he's done, but he's really actually only had one bad season, whereas Özil's had 3 now, where he's been really, really, really average, like below average even. And then I would look at a centre back, because honestly, it pains me to watch Mustafi in a Premier League game. Like, it really does.
Let me give you guys like an inclination of where Arsenal could reinvest this £18 million. So if Aubameyang leaves, right, who can replace that right wing slot? Harry Wilson at Liverpool.
The left wing. The left wing spot.
Harry Wilson.
Apparently Ousmane Dembele is about
that's a good
35 euros, 35 M at the moment.
There's no chance.
There's no chance of that.
He's around like 80 million. He's about 80 million. I promise you,
they cut it in half. They cut it in half. Let me put it on the group right now. You guys will see. It was a tweet. It came up today. I was shocked as well.
I saw that tweet as well, bro. But like, that's some fake news, bro. Because Ousmane Dembele is one of the highest rated talents in the world football right now. You cannot tell me Barcelona paid 140, I think it was. I could be wrong, but I think it was 140, and they're going to release him for 40. No chance.
It's various sources saying this. So
yeah, well, I don't know.
But also, I wouldn't buy Dembele if I was Arsenal, because he's injury prone. Let's just add
that is another thing. Yeah,
of heavily injured players.
I won't lie.
That is another thing.
Ryan Fraser comes.
You're not dealing with a lot of money.
Ryan Fraser is a free transfer. I would take him now. Thomas Partey, midfield. Centre back, controversial as hell, but hear me out. Ben Mee.
Ben Mee is a great option. Even someone like Connor Cody from Wolves. Players like these who have proved they can do it.
Good options.
Yeah,
even Dunk from Brighton.
Yeah,
like a really good option.
I would take Dunk, I really take Dunk. I really do.
And Arsenal were linked with Dunk last season, and I remember having this conversation with Jabu. That's why it's quite funny to hear him say he would now, because Jabu was telling me, nah, he's played at small clubs, I can't do it, nah. And we've seen that guy's a good footballer.
He's done it for like 2 years now.
AFTV tweeted the group with that Ousmane Dembele, 37 million pounds, whatever the case is, and Dean said no, first thing.
It's just if we look at it logically, that's not going to happen. That's like saying Neymar is going to get sold for 100 million the next transfer. It's not going to happen, guys. Teams are not going to lose out on more than double what they paid for him. That would be triple.
We have to be real here. We have to be real, Jobs, because the reality is with the whole coronavirus pandemic, I think clubs aren't earning enough cash from their match day revenues anyway to be out here splurging. So I don't think that transfer of Dembele is possible. The Thomas Partey one is the most likely one, a centre back, and I think
it would be a really good player.
I'll be honest with you, Thomas Partey, they already said that he is our number one priority this transfer window. So regardless, we will get him. It's unfortunate. So
if you get him, that's a great signing.
Yeah.
No, that's where our heads at.
But I've seen him linked with other clubs that right now are bigger clubs than Arsenal. Unfortunately, like I say it to you guys, unfortunately, I've seen this. Yes, maybe Arsenal, if they do decide to maybe pay wages, they can get him there. But best know that they've got to put some proper promises on the line to get him there, because he's not coming for nothing. He knows he's a good player. He's not coming to fight for 10th place.
So does every single player that signs a new contract. They know that they're a good player. Come now, bro. We need to understand something. We can't control what happens. Whatever happens it's unfortunate. You can't say the rest of the team must perform so that they can get top 4. So it doesn't work like that, bro.
I don't know what you mean though, Jabs. I'm losing you there, because if you look at players, if you had to sign Phil Jones right now, do you think he signs and thinks I'm a really good player? I don't think
Phil
he does.
Jones knows his poo. That's the thing. So like,
So
I
there
don't
we
know why
go.
using
This
him as
is
an
what I'm
example.
trying to say. I'm just trying to say, you can see when a player is good. Thomas Partey wants to play. He's a Champions League quality player. Yes, he can see there's a vision with Arsenal, and the past and the history they have is good, and it's been fruitful in the past where they've had really good years. And maybe that history draws him to the club, but he's not going to stay there for 3 years and fight for 10th place. That's what I'm saying. We saw this at Liverpool. Suarez came in and left because he wasn't getting the Champions League and the trophies he thought he deserved. We've seen
it
this.
all depends
Coutinho,
on
the same, really. He left because he didn't think we were going to win much. Haha, won the Champions League. Easy target. But this is what you got to look at, Jabs. These players that get really good. So in a sense, like, you're looking at it, if Arsenal don't grow and Partey stays at the club, all you're actually doing is developing him for a better club in the future. Because that's what Liverpool
stepping
did.
stone.
Henry,
Yeah, that's the biggest problem.
Henry, speak to me about your frustration with. I know the boys. A lot of the boys in the group have had their own little battles with Jabbs and Khetha with regards to them being hype men.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No, you see, first of all, let's start with my problem with the Arsenal fan base. My problem with the Arsenal fan base is that they're never on the same level. Like, yeah, every fan base is like that, but Arsenal is like more erratic than anything. Like, it's wild. Like, it goes up in flames.
AFTV.
And I understand that now because maybe because it's their passion, and all of them see a vision for Arsenal, although it might not align. Like, obviously, Jabu likes a certain type of style and a certain type of player, and Khetha likes a certain type of style and a certain type of player. But then now, my problem comes in when Khetha gets delusional. Like, this whole Pepe PFA player of the year. I was like, what?
I nearly stopped him that
Did
time.
you? Everyone in that room was like, what? Like, says who? Like, did you just forget about De Bruyne, Salah, Mane? Did you just forget about all these other top players, bro? And you're just like, nah.
Sergio Aguero, like, wow.
Apparently,
Yeah,
Henderson.
Like I said at the beginning, Jubs, like I said, I can respect some of the things you say, and I can disagree with them. But when it comes to Khetha, I don't know how to say this without being really, really rude, but it almost seems like he's too stupid to understand what he's saying. Like, I think things just go into his head and he speaks. Like, he's been talking about how, Jubs, you tuned me today on the group. You were like, this is the problem with you Liverpool fans. You need to wrap up the league first. And then he goes and puts a comment like, that's why everyone wants it cancelled. Bro, like, you're the only one I've seen recently that wants this thing cancelled.
Yo.
Like, yes, fans make jokes, and Man United fans will make a joke and be like, yeah, the league can get cancelled. But, like, Khetha, I think Khetha genuinely believes he wants the league cancelled. Like, no more football, no one wins, done. And for me, there's something.
That's a coward.
He's not a football fan then. He's an Arsenal fan. He doesn't support football at all then.
Yeah, agreed. Because like, we can lose, but like, we can still acknowledge like another team's playing style, another team's top player, but like, Khetha's just like, he's a brick wall. He is a
straight
brick
up
wall. Man's like, no,
it's like,
no way. Yo, my guy.
When the league continues, where do you strongly believe Arsenal are going to finish the season? Just to end off.
Oh, jeepers. I don't want to guess anymore. I'm done guessing. Let's let the season play out, because
Jabu is me from a few years ago.
100%. I get how you feel. You write off a league after the halfway through the season. I've had it, bro.
Season is done. It's like, let's just be mean about it. Take it to the chin. start looking forward to the next signings. So my league is the transfer talks. That's it, pretty much.
But realistically, Jabbs, could you not see yourselves having a really good end of period and possibly pushing for 7th place?
We cannot.
Can I be honest with you, boys? Can I be honest with you, boys? We're gonna.
Which is respectable.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Arsenal will continue its unbeaten run. Like, I mean unbeaten. We will get a lot of draws and whatnot. But I don't see us getting beaten for the rest of the year. I know we still have to play Liverpool. We were meant to play City as well, but I think that was cancelled and we're not going to play them. I'm pretty sure there's also a couple other hard games like United. I mean, United already played. It's barely Liverpool actually that we need to play again.
But can you see yourselves drawing against Liverpool? In all honesty,
at home.
Yeah.
At the Emirates, I could.
I'm gonna disagree. Obviously, like now we're getting into Liverpool versus Arsenal, but I honestly can't see how your defense and your attack could outplay us at all. I can't see how Arsenal's defense will keep us to less than 3 goals, and I can't see you scoring more than 3 against us. So I don't know. We're getting lost somewhere.
I reckon.
You know what? Jabu's allowed to feel like that.
Exactly. I was already saying
fan.
it's quite funny because you're not understanding that you can't see it, which is what you can't see. I'm not going to judge you what you can and can't see in the future. I can tell you that what I think would happen, which is a draw, and that's where I'm going to stand. I'm not going to go just because you made a point of you can't see it. Well, I'm going to back down, take it back. You guys will win against us.
For sure,
I'm taking on what I'm using in my head. What I'm going by is that we're on a run of being unbeaten so far in 2020 in the Prem. Why would you want to still be beaten?
100%, and it's good to have those, but. You were telling us this whole chat about how you've almost been let down and disappointed by the season.
Yeah.
Have you maybe not set high expectations then? Because you've now said you don't want to lose another game. Maybe set your expectations at I lose 2 games, but draw a few and get a win here and there, and then we can work from there.
I'm 100% sure. I said most of those unbeaten run will be a lot of draws, and I was very nice. To say, you know what. We won't beat Liverpool. We'll get a draw, a hard-fought draw. And I'm happy with that.
Do you not think that's unrealistic, Jabu?
No, I don't think it's unrealistic.
Surely that's it almost after Liverpool have lost to Watford now, it almost becomes unrealistic for Liverpool fans to say for the rest of the season we're going to go unbeaten because we've still got big games. Like if we lose 1 game from this side, that's cool and I respect that. But to say a team is going unbeaten when you guys have not had the best season is an absolute massive call. And in all honesty, it's like thinking Arsenal are going to sign Neymar in the next transfer window. It's unrealistic.
What you don't understand is that we went unbeaten under a new manager. And he's brought in a completely different mindset to the team. So I'm trying to understand where you're trying to go by saying,
I'm just saying that maybe your hopes are unrealistic. I think
your hopes of beating Watford was also unrealistic.
No, they weren't though. You see, this is where you're getting it wrong. We hadn't lost a game all season. So how is it unrealistic? You haven't lost. You're playing a relegation side. That's being realistic. Okay, this is a win. You guys are sitting 10th in the league. You telling me you're not going to lose another game for 12 games? I think there's still left to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's unrealistic, Jabu. I understand it's a dream, but it's a dream that's unrealistic right now. I'm not having a go at you. I just think lowering your expectations is a start to building up. Otherwise, you're going to say to me, and in the 18th game next season, I've written this season off again. Because you're expecting to maybe win the league.
I really think that you both have raised some very good points. I think Henry's also sitting there like laughing and giggling in the corner. But guys, let's be real. This wasn't the Josh versus Jayy Jabbs show. So let's end it there. Let's see how the season pans out. Let's see what happens. Maybe Jabbs could possibly be right. We never know. Maybe we could actually draw at them at the Emirates. We never know. Let's see what. All right, boys, it's been good. Shot for coming through. I appreciate you boys all being here. Thanks so much.
Sure, brother. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Cheers, boys. Good to chat, man.
Thanks, guys. Please follow me on IG at the Dugout Podcast. I'll chat to you guys soon. We lost Jabbs already. Jeez. But short for being here, boys. I'll chat to you all soon. Laka.
All right, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.